Vietnamese Tony, man. Now you talking about a character, man. This was a character, man. And for the most part, I known Tony most of my bit because I think the first time I met him might have been like in 89, maybe 89, you know, so you talking about 89, that's a lifetime ago. So I remember meeting him there. I was already young, you know, I think he was younger, you know, Vietnamese dude, that's the name, Vietnamese Tony, you know, young, real character, man. I think he was from Northern Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he's actually Vietnamese. I think he got caught up in some type of little gangs they had out there and was doing whatever they was doing. I don't want to get into all of that. That's allegedly. But yeah, man, he ended up in prison with a lot of time, man. And he was young. He's a foreigner. So, you know, that's a little difficult in itself. That's a little different type of dynamics. But, you know, he was a learner, man. He caught on quick. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't scared by far. You know, he might have put that little show on, give you that little, yeah, you know, man, yeah, man, you know, all of that little, but man, he won't, he won't scare. He was more or less cunning. The word is cunning. He was a cunning dude, man. He was smart, and he would try to outthink you. But I remember when I first met him, you know, we hit it all. We talked. Excuse me. We was cool, and he used to tell me about Vietnam, man. You know, living over there, and the way they had to live, and you know, I'm not stereotyping anybody. I'm not saying this is for everybody from where's Vietnam, but he used to say, yeah, man, he did all that. Eat dogs, cats, rats, and loved it. He said, and he loved it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's coming up rough. So he already came up rough. He already came out the mud. To him, prison is like almost a better home than what he actually know. You see what I'm saying? So that's the attitude that he had. It was like better than what he already come from in the streets. It's just like I met dudes from Cuba. You know, I was in the jail with a dude from Cuba, man, and he was telling me that, shoot, the jail was better than on the streets in Cuba, you know. So I always remember that. I locked that in my brain. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, he was telling me that, man. He was telling me about the jails in Cuba, how they get like a little pill cup, probably the size of this, you know, like a block, man. He said they get a pill cup of this of rice and a pill cup of this of water 3 times a day. He said that's all they was feeding them in the jails. And the jails was like packed, man. Like a 2-man cell might hold like 10, 11 people, you know. So it was crazy, man. So like I say, you never know how bad somebody else got it. You know, when you worried about what you going through, you never know how bad somebody else got it. So I always try to keep that concept in my mind, right? But yeah, Tony told me it was rough over there, man. And he was like, you know, that's why he ended up joining gangs and stuff and doing what he did and, you know, being who he became. But you know, as time went on, man, you know, I told y'all that poker, man, that poker is the devil, man. That poker is the straight devil, man. And dudes get to playing that poker and you get caught up in that poker life, you locked in, man. It ain't nothing going, you locked in. You know, the violence, the stabbing, the killings, the fighting, the larceny is all going to be involved with that, and you still not going to be able to pull yourself away from it unless you got top-notch discipline once you caught up. Because it is probably, like I said, to me personally, it was more of a draw of killing the mundane, the boredom of prison, and you added excitement to it because your adrenaline is always flowing. You always get a rush of winning money, and you know what I'm saying? So that's a major draw in prison, man, especially in a world full of boredom. So when you get caught up in that life, man, it's really, really hard to pull yourself out of it. You know, like I told y'all before, I was caught up in it for decades, so I know what it is. So I don't knock people because I understand what they're going through. I understand what they're experiencing, man. So yeah, Tony got caught up in that poker, man. He started playing that poker. And just like I told y'all, prison is different, man. You know, in prison, man, black man is the majority. It's mostly gonna be black people in prison. So anybody outside of the black race, you know, no matter what it is, Caucasian, Asian, or Vietnamese, Chinese, no matter what it is, they're always going to be the minority. So if you put yourself in harm's way, and what I mean by harm's way is getting involved in the things that most of the black dudes doing, and you like the only odd face or the only odd color in it, you always going to be subject for people to try you. Always going to be subject for people to try to take advantage of you. So with Tony being Vietnamese, man, and him getting involved with the poker, it was a dangerous thing, man. It was real dangerous. Plus, like I say, back then in the 80s, man, we all young. You know what I'm saying? We all young. And I can remember him start playing poker, man, and he had that bug, man. It bit him. And he was playing all the time. You know, he talk all funny, man, talk real fast, like, yeah, Mikey, man, you know, yeah, I play a poker, man. You play poker, man, you know, I like the game, man. I like poker, man. You know, I try to win money, too, man. I try to win, too. You know, that's how he talk. And he was a bigger dude than me. He was bigger than me, probably about 5'10". Tony probably about 5'10", probably about 190, 180 pounds, you know. And yeah, he got the plan, man. But like I said, when you get to losing in that poker or you get to winning, either way it's gonna bring drama, it's gonna bring some type of friction. Because that's just the nature of the beast. That's just how it is. That's how it goes. When you dealing with this type of environment and this type of lifestyle, it's always going to be drama. It's always going to be drama attached to it. It's always going to be violence attached to it. So I guess he knew that. It was a couple of other, I think he was Vietnamese. There was another dude in there named that was Vietnamese, and he used to actually run games and stuff too. And I'm trying to think of what his name was, man. But he was He ran games and poker on the other side of the yard, man, and he had a big old parlay and store box and stuff like that. So I don't know if he got to doing it because he knew dude was doing it or it just was a draw to him that he liked. And, you know, like I say, in prison, man, money come back hard, man. That money is hard, man. You get, you know what I'm saying, $100 is a whole lot of money in prison, man, especially when you're trying to make that canteen. So, yeah, man, but he got caught up in it. And sure is all outdoors, the larceny come with it, you know. And come to find out, Tony got larceny too. He got larceny too. He got game too. So he see and don't see most of the game that people playing, so he slide right on in. You know, like I told you, dudes be bringing used items to the game. Dudes be bringing fake stuff to the game or stuff that's been opened and resealed. Dudes be ordering money, meaning say we outside, we can't get back in the wreck. They lose all their money. They say, man, well, give me $100 or give me $50. I got it upstairs. Dudes be lying. When come wreck close and then trying to get the money, they ain't got it. They trying to negotiate. They trying to plea bargain. All that stuff right there get you killed. All that stuff will get you killed, man. It'll get you hurt, you know, on a serious level because dudes ain't trying to hurt, you know, because they feeling like you took shots at their money. You had a chance to win my money all the time. I ain't had a chance to win nothing now, bro. You got to go get that money, borrow it, do something. And usually when a dude can't get it, it's going to be bloodshed. You know, very, very, very rarely that it's not. But usually when a dude can't get it, it's going to be some type of bloodshed because if you don't do that, everybody else is going to try when they playing your game. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, the other dude, the other Vietnamese dude name was Kim. Kim ran a big old poker game down there. I think I told a story one time when I was telling y'all about the Chucky incident when I came in there and I got in games and stuff and I got in Chucky's homeboy game. But when he wasn't running the game, Kim was running the game. So Kim was a different type of dude, man. He was a different type of Vietnamese dude. He thought he knew everything. He was a little older than me and he was a little older than Tony, right? So yeah, he thought he had real good larceny with him, but that's another story. I'll tell y'all about that one day if y'all want to hear it. But anyway, yeah, so Tony, man, he got in the game. And like I said, when you start losing, that's when the desperation come in. Once you start losing, then you start getting desperate. Then you start pulling all these different types of stunts. You start ordering money that you don't got. You start bringing stuff to the game that's used. You might go in your cell, look at this, and it's halfway full. Lotion. The dudes will take the lotion and put water in it, you know what I'm saying, try to fill the rest of it up with water, seal the top back and come in there and try to get the commissary value of what the lotion is, but it ain't even all lotion, it's lotion and water. Dude ain't gonna know till somebody win it or the house man get it back and he open it and find out he got water in it. And then he trying to remember who put it in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because he trying to see somebody about that, man, because it's larceny. You see what I'm saying? So, or somebody win it and he pay it off to somebody, then somebody coming back to him like, no, bro, you gave me this lotion right here. This lotion got water in it, man. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So he got to pay that money back out himself because he's responsible for everything because he running the game. So it's a tricky game, man. It's real tricky, man. And people get caught up in it and they get late messing with that poker. But like I say, it's never a shortage of players. You have dudes lined up waiting to play, waiting for somebody to get broke, waiting for somebody not to be able to get back in the game just so they can get in and take a shot on winning this money and take a shot on this adrenaline rush that they get from playing poker. So, like I said, I played in a couple of games with Tony, man, and he swear to God he can play. He'll try to steal, you know, what y'all might call bluff. He'll try to bluff his way through stuff, and then when he get caught, he get mad. Man, you call everything, man. You call everything, man. You know, you just call, man. You don't even got nothing, man, but you call me, man. Why you call me? You know, you just don't like me. You want to call me all the time, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. That BS, man. You know, that's how he would get. So he was already adapting the philosophy, getting into the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, where it made it, you know, crazy. Because almost every dude that's playing at the poker table crazy anyway, you know what I'm saying? And you can rest assured that Bethlehem is on deck everywhere, you know, because dudes know the drama will break out doing this poker stuff. So, you know, like I say, Tony got into it, man. He played, you know what I'm saying? He won some, he lose some. Then you got dudes that lose, and then they don't really want to mess their credit up with the poker because once your name get out there that you really ain't good, dudes ain't really trying to let you get in their game. Even if you got beef, they I mean, what's up? You ain't getting in my game, man. You know what I'm saying? Your money ain't no good. Woo, woo, woo. Even if you bring cash with you, they gonna let you know you can play with this, but when you lose, you ain't getting nothing unless you go get it. So dudes don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't rock like that. Dudes get mad about that. So dudes are try their hardest to keep their name good in the poker, you know what I'm saying, a circle, but it don't always work like that because you may get desperate. So then what dudes will do, they go borrow money. They go borrow money from the store box, man, just to come get into poker. A lot of times hoping they can come play poker, and then they play poker, they win the money back, go back and pay the store man, give them a little interest, boom, keep their credit good on both ends. That's what they be hoping for. Don't always work out like that. Trust me, it don't always work out like that. And every time a dude used to come borrow from me, and I knew he was a poker player, I used to give him the 10th degree, man. I said, look, bro, I know you playing cards with it, whatever, man. I'm telling you right now, don't come borrow my money if you not going to have my money. I don't care what you trying to do. You might go down there, lose again, whatever. If you can't pay that, how you going to pay the store box bill? Nah, I got my... I'm just telling you, bro, be 100. Be 100% sure you going to have my money if you borrow this money, bro, because I'm not accepting no excuses. I'm not accepting none of that. So that's what I used to tell them to let them know. And some of them used to reconsider. You know, and you have a few of them might try their hand knowing they had that money, but, you know, they know what's coming after that. But it's crazy, though, because like I say, that poker is like a drug, man. It will put you in a position, man, where you can't get out of, or you put you in a position that you don't want to be in, all because you caught up in that adrenaline. Trust me, that life will get your life taken away from you, man, because like I say, there's so many dynamics in it. And most of the time at a poker game, you might got 5, maybe 6 players at a time, 6 at the most. And like I say, everybody there trying to win. Everybody there got some a sense of belief that they gonna win. Everybody there probably got a weapon on them, or one close by, or probably got a dude that's close by that got that Bethlehem on him in case he need it. You know, he might not keep it on him because he feel the police run up and might pet everybody down, so he might got his own boy somewhere close with it, because like I say, that comes with the game. And yet at the same time, like I told you, the table always full. There's always people playing. There's always people waiting to play. So like I say, I can remember when Tony started getting into the larceny, man. I can remember when he owed somebody some money. He got in the game. He ordered money, you know, a couple of $100. He didn't have the money upstairs like he said he did. And I remember the first time that I can remember, probably before then, but the first time I can remember that I was witness to, then he was beefing with the house man. So the house man telling him he better get the money. And, you know, he trying to intimidate him, talking to him, telling him this, that, and the third. Tony ain't really backing down. Tony said, man, I got your money, man. I told you, man, you know I had money up there, man. But you know it's game. You know game when you heard. I had money up there, man. How, man, me, myself, I can, man, take money, man. He took money, man. You money for something else, man. I gonna beat him, man. I gonna whoop him, man. But I gonna pay you, man. You know when commissary come, I got your money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna beat my daddy up, man. I ain't trying to go to jail, but I'm gonna beat him up because he took the money. Ain't nobody believing that, you know what I'm saying, on God Green's earth. Your seller ain't gonna take your money knowing that he gonna get busted up. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't gonna happen, but that's the type of game. I can say you gonna hear every story in the book. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I thought I had money up there, man, but I used the money all day, but I got you, man. I give you interest on money. All of that. Ain't nobody trying to hurt. They want the money. So then when he see dude want money and dude trying to set his precedence, letting him be known, nah, you can't do that, woo, woo, woo. Then Tony get to the point where, like I say, he ain't scared. Tony said, well, man, I gonna pay you, man. What you know, you gonna do something to me for a little money? I pay a little money, man. I lose money in poker game too, man. I pay money. I always pay my money. You know when you want to fight, you want to do like ain't nobody trying to fight, man. I'm telling you, man, you got to get my money. Woo, woo, woo. Man, he shook Tony up, man. Tony, okay, man, I see what up, man. Don't worry, I got your money. I got your money. Next thing you know, Tony downstairs at the next wreck, out there on deck with that Bethlehem. Tony said, man, ain't nobody press me, man, about no money, man. I told you I pay, man, my money good, man. I lost money and people got money. So Tony got that thing on him, letting you know, like, you know, hey, I use this jump. So he put dude under pressure because now dude feel like, whoa, I ain't know he'll do that because he ain't know Tony like that. Nobody knew Tony like that. But now he's setting the precedence. He's setting how he coming. So when you know that and you know what you're dealing with, guess what? It's a different type of circumstance. But also, you going to have to uphold that now for the rest of your bit. That's what you saying. You going to bring that Bethlehem into play. If you doing that, you going to have to end up using it. And you going to have to prove that you will use it because now you done brandish it. That was his first mistake. He was young. He was green. He brandished the joint and let people know he got it, but he didn't use it at the time. So now when you do that, you done created a whole different situation for yourself. You created a situation now whereas dude could go back and plot and come and get you. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you letting people know because that's going to spread like bad news, man. You know what I'm saying? All over the compound, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Tony pulled a knife out on man. You know what I'm saying? So once that happened, then dudes know. And then they're going to be also saying, oh, yeah, because he ain't had the money for the poker game, man. Dude, he owe dude money, man. He ordered money. He ain't had the money. And then he going to pull a knife out, man. On such. So, boom, that stuff going to spread. So now your name out there. So now dudes looking at you crooked. Dude's looking at you sideways. Dude's looking at you like, okay, I ain't gonna let this dude owe me no money, or I ain't, you know what I'm saying, or I know how he coming, or if he try that with me, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. Everybody start plotting in their mind, you know what I'm saying, because like I say, if you in this poker gambling thing, you gonna deal with all these different people on a regular basis anyway. So you need to know who's who, what they're about, what they will do, what they won't do, how good their word is, how much larceny they got, all of that. You gonna have to know that. You know what I'm saying? All of that, you're going to have to know that when you're dealing with this poker world. So, Tony pulled the joint out on him, man, and let him know he's going to pay the money. And he like, man, I don't want no problem, man, you know what I'm saying? But I going to give you money on commissary, man. But you not going to press me, man. You not press me, man, like you going to do something to me, man. I'm going to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? That was his stance that he defended himself. So, dude, like, man, you got the joint. Okay, all right, you got your own. So, Tony's too, man. He ain't super slow. Cause Tony like, what, you mean, you know a problem? A problem, let me know now. We having a problem right now. You know what I'm saying? Dude ain't want that business right then and there because he wasn't ready. Plus, I think it came at him a little different. I don't think he thought Tony was going to come that way. I think he thought he could shook Tony up because Tony was young and Tony was Vietnamese. He was foreign. So he thought he could shook him up with the bullet jump. Ain't work like that. Tony stood tall, told him he won't get that money. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, it go on, the commissary day come, you know what I'm saying, Tony bring him the money, give him the money, you know what I'm saying, give him a little interest, ask him, ain't it beat? We great, man, no more beat, man, everything okay? Dude was like, okay, everything all right. Boom, Tony leave, Emmett supposed to be all right. But like I told you, you can't show no leniency when you talk about this poker stuff. So now everybody looking at dude like, shh, man, you let Tony get away with that, I might try, you know what I'm saying? So now he done put himself in a bind too because dude's gonna be trying. It's simple as that. That's how it is, man. I'm telling you, it's a dog-eat-dog world when you in there with that prison, man. I mean, the slightest form of weakness, I'm talking about a razor thin man, you got somebody that's gonna be plotting on you. You got somebody that's gonna feel like, oh, you let him get away with that, man. You tripping. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it go. Or when you run the next poker game, dude will be whispering in your ear, man, let me get $50, man. I got upstairs, dude says, nah, you can't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, last time you let Tony get the joint, man. Let me get the money, man. I got the money, man. You know, that's how they coming at you. You see what I'm saying? So what's the difference between Tony and me? That's how they coming at you. Any form of weakness, man. So, like I say, I can remember time going on. Everything was moving, man. You know, I used to run into him in the poker because I was deep in the poker myself during this time. You know what I'm saying? I was deep in it, man. I'm playing almost every day, you know, and I was on the same side of the yard that Tony was on, so I'm playing. I can remember, man, Tony getting in the game one time, man. He was losing his shirt, man. So he kept on running back, going to get money. Dude ain't want to give him no money. This is a whole different dude, but he ain't want to give him no money. He kept running back, coming back down with a little money. I don't know if he was borrowing it, you know, stealing it, whatever. But he was coming back. Dude, that's the ironic part about it. Dude to go breaking a dude's cell, steal a dude's cell, steal this stuff, bring it to the poker game and try to play. You know what I'm saying? Dudes would do anything to get back in that poker game. You see what I'm saying? Now, I can remember this day, man. He kept going, getting stuff, man. And just when you thought he ain't had no more money, he come down there with a cotton of cigarettes, right? I can remember way back then, the cotton cigarettes might have been worth probably about $35, $40, something like that. And he come down there with the cotton cigarettes, get in the game, try to hit up. His whole philosophy is he want to hit up and win, take the money back out the game that he lost, take it back up to wherever he got it from, or go back and do whatever he got to do, get back straight, try again the next day because the day ain't working for you. So he bought that cotton cigarettes down there, man, and gave the dude the cotton cigarettes. So everybody was looking at it kind of funny, like how all of a sudden you come up with a cotton cigarette when you've been leaving, coming back with $5, leaving, coming back with $6, $8, and then you come back with a whole cotton cigarette. Why you ain't go get that the first time? That's how dudes mind thinking of the game. That's how I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So he get in the game, hoping he gonna hit up and win or whatever. Ain't work out for him. He still lost. See what I'm saying? So now the game over. They give it a call rec. You know, the rec is over. They canceling rec. So we got to start, you know what I'm saying, divvying up the money. Some dudes want to get paid right on the spot. I brought my money to the game. Give me my money right here, cash and carry. You see what I'm saying? So dude adding up all the chips, or Joe Blow got this, or Banky got that, everybody getting their money. So he paying up stuff. What you put in the game? I put this in, I put that in. What you put in the game? I put this in, I put that in, giving dudes their money. So I can remember somebody saying, man, yeah, I put this in, man, but I'm winning. I won that, but that's nice. Let me get that. And let me get them cotton cigarettes. I want this, I want that. So dude had them cotton cigarettes. So when he grabbed the cotton cigarettes, the first thing he knows is when he grabbed the cotton cigarette, he was like, man, this don't seem kind of light, man. What, you know? So he squeezing the box, He said, man, hold up. He bust the box open, man. When he bust the box open, the only thing he saw in there wasn't no cotton cigarettes. He saw a whole bunch of stuffed socks. Yeah, man, he saw a bunch of stuffed socks. So everybody kind of know Tony put the cotton cigarettes in the game. With some other cigarettes that was in the game, cottons, but they was different brand than what Tony put in there. So everybody thinking about back to that moment too when Tony did that. So when he bust that joint open, man, dudes was like, man, what the, you know, it just was chaos. And dude is running the game. You could look on his face, he blood mad. He ready for some blood. So he like, all right, well, look, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of the dude. Like, no, I want my money now, right? He was like, I'm gonna take care. So boom. He tried to get all his stuff straight. He look around on the yard, people leaving and everything. So he called his homeboy over there. He tells his homeboy, man, get this money straight. Give him the old sheet, the paperwork and everything. Tell him, man, get all this money straight. Make sure everybody paid, man. Get the chips and all this woo. So next thing you know, he walking around the yard looking for Tony. So he see Tony probably about a good 30, 40 feet away. Hey, Tony, come here. So Tony turned around and looked at him. So he started moving fast towards Tony, and he started pulling that Bethlehem out, man. So Tony took off. So this joker chasing Tony on the yard with the Bethlehem, trying, man, you gonna get, I'm gonna kill you. So Tony running, Tony get to the entryway, get up in the entryway, zoom on upstairs, woo. Dude don't go through the entryway because, like I say, sometimes, most of the time back then anyway, the police be in the entryway or you come through there zooming like that, they gonna, hey, what you doing? They might call the code. So he let dude get away, but he telling dude send away, I'm gonna kill him. Tell him I'm gonna kill him. Yeah, you believe that? I don't care, he better bring that money out. I'm telling you, he gonna die. Woo. So they beefing. Everybody know Tony did it. Plus, Tony ain't admitted he did it, but everybody know he did it, and he done took off. So, you know, next thing you know, man, like I say, we in there over the night, man. Words coming by, woo, woo, woo. Tony telling people, man, I ain't had that, man. I ain't put that in there, man. I got a cigarette from somebody else, man. I don't know nothing about no sock, man. I don't know nothing about no sock, man. Boo trying to do something to me, man. I'm telling you, man, he don't do nothing to me. So, whoa, they beefing there. Everybody know they beefing there. Tony done got this little bad bone on his name, too, because if regardless of what he's saying, people believe he did it. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I think he did it, too. You know what I'm saying? Just by the circumstances and the way it came out. I can remember, you know, my visual memory, you know what I'm saying? So I believe he did it. He was desperate. It was just a shot he shot. Woo, woo, woo. So, dude act like gonna get him now. I know the dude that's running the game. He will do something, you know, and you got them type of dudes in there. You got them dudes that's built like that. They cut from that cloth like, hey, whatever it is, whoever it is, I don't care. I ain't picking and choosing. You want that beef? I got that beef. You got them type of dudes. Then you got them type of dudes that would do what they have to do when they have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the type of dudes that would do what they got to do if they back up against the wall, right? Now, I felt like he was a back up against the wall type of dude. You see what I'm saying? He knew he couldn't really run no poker game no more if he ain't stepped to Tony because dudes won't gonna respect this gangster. Dudes won't gonna be paying him. And therefore, that puts you all the way out of the money circle. You ain't getting no more money with poker. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes gonna drag you. They gonna take advantage of you. It don't matter what you say. When it came time for you to do something, you ain't do it. Yeah, you straighten all the money, but you didn't straighten Tony. So that's the way dudes looking at it. So he's sending threats. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. Big mistake. Big mistake, man. You don't send no threats in the penitentiary, man. If you gonna do something, you do it. You don't get no fair warning like I told y'all before. Ain't no warnings in war. If we at war, ain't no warnings, ain't no, what you call it, warning shots. It ain't none of that. It's on site. If I see you or you see me, you do what you got to do. However it shake out because I know I'm at war. I ain't got no business walking around not prepared. Period. That's me. That's how I live. That's my philosophy. If I know I'm at war, I'm ready for war at the drop of a dime. I don't care if the warden's standing beside me. If I know somebody trying to get at me, I'm going to be ready. You know, and if they run up on me when the warden right there, then the warden going to be a witness to whatever happened to him. Because that's it. I'm not going to just sit there and be, okay, well, woo, woo, woo. Nah, you got to take every threat in prison seriously. You got to take everything to heart as if your life depend on it because your life depend on it. It's just that simple. So he should have heeded that warning because he's sending threats. He walking around telling people, oh yeah, Tony, man, he can't do that, man. No, man, I got to see him. I got to have him. Woo, woo, woo. So a couple of days go by, you know, Tony stay up in, he stay up in, they hitting and missing, they don't see each other. So I'm actually up in the building when I heard the code go off, 1033, code, blue, code, this. And everybody lock up, man. Y'all better lock up. Everybody go to your cell, I'm like, Lord, what the heck did happen now? What the heck did happen now? Boom. Because we get locked up anytime somebody really get hurt or something happened with the police or something like that. So I can remember like, man, what the heck didn't happen this time? So I remember trying to get me some hot water, going to cell, woo, we on lock. Don't nobody know what we on lock for. Next thing you know, they coming around. Police asking the police, man, you might find a police that you cool with, man. What happened, man? Why we on lock? Woo, dude got hit up on the yard. So dude's like, who? You know what I'm saying? And they said, they was like, that Vietnamese boy. So I'm like, well, he got stabbed. He's like, nah, he stabbed somebody. You know, man, Tony caught that dude out there slipping, going to chow, lunch, lit him up, hit him up about 4 or 5 times, bop, 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 put that Bethlehem in him and took off running, laid him laying there in the pool of blood, you know. And they say Tony would run away, holler, you ain't know not me. No, not me, no. You know, and ran off. Boom. They went and got Tony, locked Tony up, woo. Locked, took old boy, medevaced him up out there. He fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? So now the whole, what you want to call it, the whole pot of stew changed now. You see what I'm saying? Because now Tony done use that Bethlehem. And he done use it seriously. Like, Dudes who get that Bethlehem and they be bluffing with it, trying to act like they trying to keep you off of them and woo woo woo. But when you put that joint in somebody and you really put that work in where somebody might die or say fighting for their life, then they know you serious and you are forced to be reckoned with. So now everybody to change their focus on them. Everybody looking at them different. They're like, no Vietnamese dude ain't nothing to be played with. You see what I'm saying? And what's even more crazy about it, he did the larceny stuff and he ended up hitting the dude, hit his stab. He ended up, stabbing the dude because dude trying to get at him for the larceny that he created. That's prison for you. That's prison for you. Dude trying to get at him because he did something wrong. He ended up stabbing dude because he know dude want to hurt him for what he did wrong. Now you do the math to that and you tell me where that add up at. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a crazy dynamic, but that's how I go in prison. And when it comes to the point where somebody believe they're gonna be hurt or they think somebody gonna hurt them, dude's gonna protect their life at all costs if it means even taking another life. That's just what they gonna do. The ones that got it in their heart that they're not gonna be hurt. So I guess that's how Tony felt. You know what I'm saying? I can remember, I know he stayed back in that hole for a minute. Dude did make it, he ain't died, nothing like that, but he never came back on that compound no more. They shipped him up off of there because he didn't tell, but Tony still got the case. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the street case, you might beat if the dude is not going to tell on you. The penitentiary case, you ain't going to beat because the word of mouth already is you did it and they going to find you guilty. You going back there in that hole. If you lucky for a charge like that, if you really lucky, you might get out in a year. But man, you could do longer. It all depends on how you acting when you back there, if you cutting up, whatever. Now, all the other dynamics come into play too, because when you come out, if they let you out, if they don't transfer you and they let you back out on that same institution that you spill blood on, who was that dude's friend? Who was his homeboys? Who really rock with him? How they looking at you? Is they plotting on you? Do they want to do something with you? You got all that to deal with up in your brain. Now, if you man enough to come on out there, because they going to ask you, you going to have to sign a piece of paper say you take responsibility for your own life because you was allegedly in a violent incident and it may be repercussions on the yard. So if you want to go out there, you're going to have to sign this release form. So if you man enough to sign that release form, you come out there, all of that stuff is what you're going to have to deal with. And that creates a form of paranoia in your brain, man, because I done been through it. It creates a form of paranoia in your brain, man, where you might end up doing something that you don't want to do, or you might end up doing something off of response because you already got all this paranoia in your brain, But he came back out on the yard. And he was definitely walking around. Paranoid. I talked to him a couple of times. People could see him. He kept that Bethlehem on him at all times. He's scared. He ain't really playing poker. And when I say scared, that means scared because you got to be. Fear will keep you alive in prison. So he like, man, man, that dude plotting on me, man. I ain't gonna let nobody hurt me, man. You know what I mean, man? Now, I'm like, man, Tony, man, just be chill, man. You did what you did, man. You gotta stand up under that, man. Yeah, man, but if they try to hurt me, man, I gonna kill somebody, man. I guarantee you that, man. I gonna kill somebody, man. They try to hurt me, man. He tried to hurt me. He wasn't gonna do something to me. I did what I had to do. That's how he feel, you know what I'm saying? So he like, anybody else try to do something to me, man, about that, man, I right here, man. So Tony was standing out there at the beginning of the yard, every rep. He come out, stand at the beginning of the yard. He don't go fluctuate with the rest of the yard. He stand over by the fence with his little arm closed, got a little coat on, and that's a clear sign say, I got that Bethlehem on me, man. If you come over here messing with me, you better be serious. And that's how he was for a minute, And then I guess he started loosening it up because he felt like wasn't nobody gonna do nothing to him. And then, like I say, it take a big hot dude, man, and a real soldier, man, to go at a cat for his partner, to go at a cat for another cat. Because, like I say, everything you do in prison, you gonna pay for. I don't care what they tell you. Everything you do, you gonna pay for. So you gotta ask yourself if you willing to pay this price for somebody else. And then you also gotta turn around and ask the reverse question: would he pay that price for you? So 9 times out of 10, dude ain't gonna really step out there for you unless he's shown up, rock with you, y'all locked in. That's like a brother to you. Like I had a few partners like Dix. If somebody would have hurt Dixon and I'm still on that yard, and they hurt Dixon and Dixon go off that yard, they come back on that yard, man, they goose is cooked. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the price I had to pay, that's what I had to pay. Because that's my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was a few brothers that I was like that with. But, yeah, that's just me, though. But everybody ain't cut from that cloth. Everybody ain't willing to pay that price. I didn't want to pay the price, but my pride and my loyalty gonna make me pay that price. I couldn't look at this dude knowing that he did something to my brother and he right in my face. I couldn't do it. Other people look at it different. Other people got a different philosophy about that. And I don't knock nobody because, like I say, everybody's responsible for their own life. Everybody's responsible for their own actions. So I don't knock nobody else for whatever they do. I only know what I would do. I only know how I carry it. But, yeah, so, you know, ain't nobody really want no smoke with him. And then it's a dangerous thing to look at the dude and say, oh, I'm going to go get him because he did that. And when you looking at what he did to the other dude, yeah, how you know he ain't going to do it to you? You see what I'm saying? So all of that come into play. All of that is in the dynamics, man. But like I say, Tony kept doing what he was doing, man. Eventually, he started playing poker again. He come to the game. He already know. He already know all the time. He got to bring all this stuff up front, especially now. He got to open and show people this real, man. Woo, woo, woo. Because dudes ain't going to let you get in. And you ain't getting no credit. You got to go get it. If you run out of money, you got to go get it. So that's how he to put himself up under that type of scrutiny now, playing poker. So that's the way it was for him during this time when we was on Augusta. So, yeah, man. But he, like I say, he kept playing. He wins some. Sometimes he win because, like I say, bluffing in poker is essential. If you got a good bluff game, then, you know, and you got the hot, you know, the kahunas to bluff like that, knowing you ain't got nothing, then you gonna win some. Only when you don't, you know what I'm saying, when somebody just know you just a bluffer. But then you got dudes that's so cunning and so slick, and they'll bluff and bluff and bluff, and then when they really got something, they'll talk so much stuff that you'll think they bluffing, and you step out there, boop, chop your head off. They got it. You see what I'm saying? So Tony had the heart to bluff. He had the heart to bluff. He lost all his money and might go back and get some more money, come back. Dudes know he playing with desperate money, and he'll bet it all in one hand. You see what I'm saying? So dude might be like, man, he just went and got some money. He ain't trying to go get no more money. He probably got something. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got jack, but he had the heart to bluff. You see what I'm saying? Remind you, like I said, he from Vietnam, man. He come out the mud. He ain't used to hand nothing, so he ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know these things and know the dynamics of what's going behind a person that's behind them cards. You see what I'm saying? So Tony used to bluff a lot, man. So, you know, it was times he won a good amount of money, you know what I'm saying? And it was times he lost too, you know. But like I say, with winning and losing in poker, they both come with emotion. Everybody is happy when you win. But when you lose, man, I know me. I can't even sit up here and lie to y'all, man. TBP, I was a bad loser. When I lose, I'm mad at everybody. I don't want nobody to talk to me. I ain't trying to hurt nothing. Ain't no joke funny. My sale partner annoyed me. I mean, I just want to win my money back, you know. So that's how it is. It's just an emotional game. It's highs and lows, but it always keep you on your toes. So, you know, I dealt with it for a minute, man. So, yeah, I can remember Tony kept on playing, though, man. He was playing. He was doing his thing. And like I say, now he got a little respect on top of his name because dudes know push come to shove. You know, he gonna push that Bethlehem. If that's what he got to do, that's what he gonna do. So when dudes know that about you, they got to be willing to do that to you in order to deal with you. Because they already know if it's beef, I know what you would do. So he got to know what he would do. So dudes ain't gonna really want no beef with him unless they trying to go all out. Now don't get it twisted. You got dudes that don't mind going all the way out. Don't mind at all. You know what I'm saying? So especially when it comes to theirs. So, you know, like I say, I can't remember him having no big beefs on there the rest of the time I was there because I think I left before him. But I do recall hearing that he did have more beef on there about the poker, and he ended up putting that Bethlehem in somebody again. See what I'm saying? There's one thing when you do it one time and you do it, you know, effectively. But when you do it again, oh yeah, you're forced to be reckoned with then. Yeah, they know you ain't nothing to play with. Once they know you ain't nothing to play with, then everybody looking at you different. You got a whole different tag to your name now. But along come with that, all the drama. See what I'm saying? Now, it may sound funny when dudes say, oh, well, I ain't gonna fool with him, man, because I got to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's cool. That gonna keep a lot of heat up off you right there because most dudes ain't willing to go that length. But you also have to look at the flip side. Dudes is willing to go that extra mile, and they know that's how they got to deal with you. That's how they come. They coming to take you up off this planet because they know you ain't nothing to be played with. So it's a balancing act, man. It's a balancing act, man. It's very, very dangerous. But yeah, I heard he hit another dude up, and it was over some poker stuff, and he was in the hole. You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting transferred. I think when I left there, oh yeah, I went to Mecklenburg. You know, so years later, I leave Mecklenburg. I go to Greensville. I run into Tony again on Greensville, and he back up to his old tricks. He doing the same old thing. You know, he running around here. He done survived. Ain't nobody put that knife in him yet. But that's how it got to be. You got to move first. Because if you hesitate, you lost. So he back on there, though. He doing the same thing. I heard his name. He ain't on the actual side I'm on. He on the other side. Like I told you, Greenville was the biggest prison in Virginia. It was like actually 3 institutions in one. They was just right beside each other, but it was all called one prison. They just had different units. But he wasn't on the side I was on. But I used to hear stories. He over there now. He done got into running parlays. He always gonna play poker. He playing skin. He just an all-out gambler now because this is what he do to get his hustle on. This is what he do to survive and to eat in prison. But like I told you, you not gonna duck the drama that comes with it. Especially if you running these things, you really not gonna duck the drama then because you're gonna be dealing with everybody with the larceny all at one time. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, he was on that jump, man, and he was doing his thing over there. I heard he had a big old parlay and big old poker games jumping off, this, that, and the third. And now, ironically, the same thing that he first got in trouble for, he ended up having to deal with somebody who did the same thing to him. Dude put some stuff in the game that won't legit, bucked on it. He, you know, now his reputation on the line. So he got to make something happen. He made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Tony, Tony put that Bethlehem in him, man. He ended up back there in the hole on Greensville, man. Unfortunately, I ended up in an incident that was, you know, somewhat similar, but it wasn't no gambling stuff. But I ended up back there as well, and I ended up being back there with him. And that was the first time I had seen him face to face in a long time. You know, he ended up being back there before me. So he ended up having a houseman job because, you know, once you back there for a certain amount of time and they ain't got no release date for you, when they ain't trying to let you out, you can apply for a job where they'll let you out your cell a certain amount of time a day where you could sweep up, clean up, whatever, so you can get a state check, which really won't nothing. You get about $30 a month, you know what I'm saying? But it'll give you a little air from being cooped up in that little cell that you in by yourself with nothing but a bed and a toilet and both of them still, you know, so that's all you got. And maybe a book or two. So it'll give you a little relief. So he had a houseman job when I got back there in the hole. So I'm back there in the hole and he come by sweeping and talking. What up, man? What going on, man? What going on, man? What you back? I heard what you did over there, man. You crazy, man. I'm like, man, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I chopped it up with him for a little while, and yeah, man, he just was a wild dude, man. He was just telling me, man, I can't let nobody hurt me, man. You know, he tried to beat me with a poker, man. He tried to cheat me, man. I had to do what I had to do, you know. And he crazy. He literally crazy, man. Tony, man, I'm telling you, man, he had got that lifestyle in him now. He done adopted the lifestyle where he's literally crazy. You understand me? So, like I say, I can remember so many incidents with him because I kept running into him year after year after year. You know what I'm saying? Different places. I've been on a couple of different institutions with him. But at this time, we was on Greensville. When I was talking to him at that cell, when I'm in segregation, I was literally locking it in my mind now that, man, Tony is crazy. Tony has lost his mind. And he playing Russian roulette. Because you ain't going to get away with everybody with that larceny. You not, because you're going to run into a dude who already heard about your reputation, already heard about what you will do, and already heard about the larceny that you got with you. So if they choose to deal with you, they already got a plan of what they're going to do to you. if something go wrong. You're going to run into one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I thought. When I knew or heard about this dude or knew something about him or knew he had larceny or knew he had game, when I ran into him, I already had a plan in my head that if it goes south, this is what's going to happen. Because you got to dictate what's going to happen instead of wait for what's going to happen. Because if you wait for what's going to happen, it's probably going to happen to you. You know? So I just remember locking that in my mind. This dude is certified crazy, man. And showing up, man, I stayed in the hole with him a little while back there. I don't know if he got out before me or I got out before him, but I do remember getting out, and I ran into him. I got out, ended up in some more foolishness months and months later, and matter of fact, I think it was with that situation when they had the little beef between DC and Richmond. And I ended up getting locked up as well. And they ended up shipping me to Nottoway. Right? I can remember being on Nottoway. And all of a sudden, Tony is on Nottoway. And Tony is in segregation. He done came from one segregation to the other segregation. So he in segregation back there, but he beefing with the people about segregation because he can't get out. He want to get out of segregation. They don't want to let him out. He said he ain't do nothing on this institution. But when you go from one institution to another institution, if you done did something, especially something about it, they can hold you in the hole as well. This institution just said they fed up with you, they shipping their problems off to somebody else. So when you get to that institution, you be thinking in your mind, you create so much drama right here when you're in the hole in segregation because you want to get out, they won't let you out. So you create so much drama to get transferred. And then when you do get transferred, you don't realize you think you're going to a better situation because you could get to that situation and say to yourself, well, I ain't do nothing up on here, man. Let me out of the hole. I've been in the hole for X amount of time, whatever. But you can also get to that institution and they can say, I'm looking at your record. I'm looking at what you did. I'm looking where you came from segregation. Let's just let you stay back here for a little while until we feel like you safe enough that we can let you out on the yard. So you won't disturb this orderly operation of our institution. Those are the words that they use, right? Which I know. So that's what they was doing to him. So he back there cutting up. Man, he trying to set fires. He trying to fight the police. Well, get me off here. I want to go to another institution. I don't want to be here. Because they won't let you out the hole. So I can remember her and he was back there in the hole cutting up, man. Dudes were saying, man, they got this Vietnamese dude back there, Tony, man. He be flooding. He be setting fires. He be spitting on the police and all this and all that. So you did all of that. Ain't number one or two things going to happen. They're going to end up transferring you. But you're going to go to a higher level, but they're going to do it at their own convenience. Or they're going to keep you back there in the hole and just keep dragging you because, nobody else wants you because they already know when they send you, they got to send paperwork. And when they send paperwork with all the stuff you're doing, they're going to say, man, you can keep him there. So he is really a double-edged sword, man. It works sometimes it don't. But that's what he was back there doing, man. I could hear all the little rumors and conversations about him being back there cutting up and everything. And lo and behold, man, I'm on this jump and I was running my little store-box business, doing my thing, minding my business, not looking for no drama whatsoever. Called myself trying to help a little young boy. He did the same thing. He done got in the poker game, can't pay his money. Them gang member dudes give me to tear his block off. So he come borrow money from me from the store-box, which really want a lot of money. It want number $35, $40. I give him the money. I tell him, make sure you get my money, man. You ain't got to really give me no interest, no double or nothing. Just give me such. I remember he gave like $35. I give it to him, man. Tell him like give me $40, $45 back. Something like that. Trying to help him. Because I knew what he was facing and he didn't know. Young, ignorant, blind to the fact he may get hurt. So I give him the money to go pay dues. Lo and behold, this dude owe everybody. He doing this, borrowing from here, doing this, I don't know all this at the time. So come store day, he go to the store, tell me, I'm going to have your money, man. I'm going to have your money when I come back, man. I got you, woo, woo, la, 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 la. I'm going to have your money. I'm like, all right, I ain't worried about it because I got like 50, 60 dudes over me. I ain't really pressed, but I want my money. But I ain't really pressed or worried about if he going to have it or not. I know if you bought it, you better have it. So, like I said, lo and behold, he owe everybody. This chump go go to commissary, make a detour, and go to the administration building and check in. Checking in is when you asking to be removed from the compound because you fear for your life. You in danger out there, woo, woo, woo. So this fool goes and check in, and they want to know why you checking in. They want reasons. Man, this chunk give him my name and another dude name, say he owe both of us, and if he don't pay, he know for sure I'm gonna kill him. Right. I'm telling you, man, you can't make this up. Now I'm sitting back in my cell, minding my business, and them people come to my cell, man, call me to the door. It's store day. I got all this commissary sitting right here. The people that bought me, that's bringing me, paying me periodically, and tell me that they want to talk to me about dude saying that he owe me some money and I'm gonna kill him if he don't give me. I said, I don't know what you talking about, man. He said, man, you run the store. I said, I ain't running nothing. No. They look around the room and see all these bags, which was evidence right there in their face, man. And people locked me up, man. Locked me up for investigation, man. I was so mad and so man, if I would have caught that little boy, man, I wanted to break his face. That's how mad I was, you know what I'm saying? And I know he was trying to check out because he had more drama on, but he used me as a sacrificial lamb, man. And at that time, man, I wasn't having that. I was mad, but I ended up having to pack all my stuff, all my food, went on an investigation. They ended up taking half of my stuff. I'm back in hole and segregation for some stuff that I ain't got nothing to do with. I wasn't going to do nothing to the boy. I definitely won't kill him because he won't even worth killing. I could have, and got him out my way for $40, but it was crazy. Yeah, I ended up back in the hole with Tony. He back there cutting up, acting like a fool. And that was us reuniting again after years and years and years. I'm on one floor, he on the other floor. Now, when you in segregation, it's like on the other way, it was 2 floors. But when they take you out the rec, they can take you up to a 3rd floor to bring you there in the back stairs to keep you away from all the population. Man, we back there, Joan, and next thing you know, I was back there for a couple of weeks, and we going to rec one day. So we going to rec. When they take you out to rec, you got on shackles and handcuffs. So they taking us out to rec. We going out to rec. They bringing other people from rec from the other floor. They bringing other people from other parts, and they taking us out there, putting us in cages like dogs. You understand me? This was right before they started using the leash too. They tried to start using leash. They put a leash on us, on our handcuffs, like they carrying us literally like dogs. Once they started that foolishness, I ain't even go outside. You ain't putting no leash on me. You're not gonna dehumanize me like that. You already, got me without my freedom and all of this other stuff. I'm not gonna let you just dehumanize me and put no leash on me. I don't know where they came up with that from or what type of psychological game they was trying to play with dudes, but that's what they started doing eventually. Months after this had happened, they started doing that, right? But anyway, so we going out there. So usually when you go out there like that, you got the shackles on, you got the handcuffs on, you got an officer holding this arm, officer holding this arm. They walking you to segregation. I don't know why they got a hold on you so tight. You got on shackles and handcuffs. But we going out there this day, and I can remember I'm coming out there. I got the dudes on me. They holding both arms or whatever. They bringing dudes from upstairs. They bringing dudes behind me. And as we are heading towards the stairway to go down, to go around the section, to go get in the cage, we heard a bunch of commotion, and they come over the radio. He jumped. Man, they bringing Tony out. Tony on the top floor, man. Tony done broke away from the people and took off running with the little shackles on and jumped over the rail. Over the rail, man. Don't you know this cat broke both his ankles and legs? This thing is ultra high, man. That's how crazy this dude was. Vietnamese Tony was crazy. He ran away from them in segregation and jumped over the rail. Broke his jokes and everything. The next time I seen Tony, man, I seen him, he was in a wheelchair. And he had casts on both legs, and he had a cast on his arm. And he in a wheelchair, and they pushing him around from segregation to take him to medical and bring him back. That was the next time I seen him. That just shows you the level of depression and oppression did a dude go through when he locked up. He was so irritated by his situation being back there, coming from one segregation to the other segregation, and they still won't let him out, and they still won't transfer him. He had to create his own situation. He had to create his own situation. He had to show them how crazy he was and how desperate he was to get off the institution. So he runs and jumps across the rail and put his own self at risk and break both of his ankles, man. Both his ankles. The rail is almost waist high. They say he tried to jump, couldn't jump over it with the shackles on, clipped his leg, flipped over, boom, 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 and landed on, when he got to the ground part, he landed on his feet, and with the shackles on, it broke both his ankles and broke his legs. Now you tell me that ain't crazy? Huh, that's crazy. That's Vietnamese Tony. You know, and I can remember that, man, just as clear as day. I say, this fool is a fool. He is a fool, man, but that's how he was. He was crazy. So dudes knew that. They knew dealing with him that you dealing with a nut. He was a nut. Because by now, he a veteran in prison. He'd have been in prison a little while. He'd have been all in the poker arena. He'd have put that Bethlehem in a couple of dudes. He in the life. He in the life, and he ain't tripping about getting out, because like I told you, where he come from, he said it was worse than prison. On the inside of prison is better than on life outside of Vietnam where he come from. That's what he said. You know, those are his words. So he really won't trip. You know, so yeah, that's how he started living his life, man. And it was crazy, man. I had some incidents with old Tony, man. Some real life incidents, man. Because I ran into him some more. Years and years down the line, I ran into Tony more. A couple of more times. A couple of different institutions. And ain't nothing changed. He was still living his life. He was still doing what he wanted to do. He was still doing it. He was still alive. Which surprised me, because I heard things over the years. But man, that's just a type of lifestyle that you'll get caught up in when you're in prison. If you're not careful and you don't get focused, you'll get caught up in something that you can't get yourself out of, because now you're a part of it. And then when you pick that Bethlehem up and you start using that, you're a part of that lifestyle. You can't erase that, because everybody dealing with you from that point on is dealing with you with deadly intentions, because they know that's what you have. You see what I'm saying? So he created that beat for himself. He created that lifestyle for himself. He created that name for himself, and he always had to live up to it. Now, when I got out last, I heard he was still in. I doubt if he out. I wish he was out, though. I wish everybody was out, man, because that's a brutal life, man. But I don't know if he out or not, but I'll try to check on him and see what I can find out the status of him is. I just wanted to get that story off my chest, man, because I was thinking about it, and I just thought about it, man, because my brain be twirling and turning. I think about things, and I said, man, well, Vietnamese Tony, I wonder where he at and what he doing. So I decided to sit right here and share that with y'all. But I got some more stories about Tony. Hopefully y'all dig this one. If y'all do, you let me know in the comments. You let me know, verbally by expressing yourself in the comments. And if y'all want some more about him, man, I dig back in my brain and bring up these rest of these stories I know about Tony, which is popping in my brain right now, which is crazy. But y'all just let me know. But in the meantime, man, like I say, it's a blessing in every lesson, man. And the blessing is, man, that if you start your bit off and you live these certain type of ways and go through these certain type of incidents, like Tony did, it was a growing. Dudes literally grow up in prison, but they grow up going through a different type of training than you're going to go through in the real world. But if you can survive that, and as I told you, when the last time I seen Tony physically might have been 2014, maybe 15, maybe 2014, 15. So he survived a long life in there, in that type of environment. For that, you know what I'm saying, he's blessed. That's the blessing, because you usually come up with some casualties, man, and some real significant war wounds if you live in that type of lifestyle consistently in prison, And I hadn't heard he got popped in the mouth like that a couple of times or whatever, but I hadn't heard he had that Bethlehem put in, and that's what you want to avoid at all costs. But Yeah, he won't never a rumbler. He can't really fight somebody to take off on him right there. He ain't got that thing on him. He probably gonna take an L. But you can rest assured, you better get out of Dodge because he coming back and get you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he survived that, man. And like I say, it's a blessing in every lesson, man. And the lesson, the blessing is, man, that if you survive those things, you should learn from them. You should process them in your mind, and you should use them going forward, man. And then on the back end of that, you're supposed to share those lessons with other people so they never had to go through what you went through. They never had to take the route that you take. If you went a wrong route or you went a way that you feel like you shouldn't have went, and you experienced all these crazy things behind it, you got to warn the youngsters coming up behind you, man. You got to keep them away from that type of stuff because, like I say, everybody ain't gonna survive that type of lifestyle. They just not gonna survive it. Mentally or physically, they not gonna survive it. So, shout out Tony, man. Wherever you at, I hope you ain't playing poker, and I hope you are safe, my brother. But in the meantime, in between time, man, 2022, we moving onward and upward, man. TBP, stand up, man. I salute y'all, man, for rocking with me all the time. I appreciate it, man. I received the love. I give it right back. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell his friend about this movement. We on it in 2022, man. We almost at 50K. We should have been there. We've been at 50K for months and months and months. So tell somebody, I mean, we've been at 40-something K for months and months and months. We need to get to 50K and on it beyond to 100 to million and keep on going. So tell a friend to tell a friend, man, to come join this movement, man. If y'all really rocking with the TBP, spread this message, spread this movement, man. I love y'all. Peace. Be safe out there, man. Be smart. Make good decisions. I'll catch you next time. Boom.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.